Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Yamaprabha Nirvikam Gurume Devo Sharvakayeshu Sharvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavadhomi Shada Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivaranam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Jayet Sharva Vigno Pashantaye. Salutation to Lord Hanuman, who is present wherever the names of Lord Rama is being chanted and wherever or whenever Ramayana is being read. Yatra yatra Raghunama Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kristamastakantilim Bashpavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutihim Namatta Raksha Shantakam Pujantam Rama Rameti Maduram Maduraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakam Vande Valmiki Kokilam. So we are now in session 14. Okay, session 14, we are going to cover Aranya Kandam from chapters 41 to chapter 60. So before we go into session 14, let's look at what we have covered in our previous session. So it is always important for us to relook at what we have covered, review of the session 13. Session 13 we have looked at Aranya Kandam from chapters 21 to chapters 40. So if you are able to recall, we have looked into in chapter 21, Surpanaka will be coming back to Khara to report the seven demons who were killed by Rama. So Kara in the beginning said 14 demons. Okay, and all the 14 demons was killed by Rama. So Surpanaka will report to Kara and then she will insult Kara. So when Surpanaka insulted Kara, Kara will become very angry and he will order 14,000 demons to go to march towards Rama. So whilst Kara was going to fight with Rama with 14,000 demons, the Nimitta Shastra at that time, the omens was negative, was bad. But Kara was very confident about his strength. So Kara said that even Indra himself would not be able to face him in battle. So he was not bothered about all the Nimitta Shastra which was not favorable to him. So Kara was ready to go for war, and Rama was also ready to war with Kara. And Rama requested Lakshmana to take Sita to the cave, and then Rama single-handedly fought the war with Kara and 14,000 demons. So chapters 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, we learn about the war that took place between Rama with Khara, Dushana, Trishira, and also the 14,000 demons. And Rama first eliminated Dushana, and after Dushana, Rama eliminated Trishara, and after Trishara, Rama fought with the Khara, and Rama eliminated Khara, together with 14,000 demons that was sent by Khara to fight with Rama. And then one of the demons called Akampana managed to escape and he went to Lanka to report to Ravana. So if you are able to follow from readramayana.org, Krishna Sharma did not translate this particular chapter. He followed some scholars who said this particular chapter is a later edition and it is not part of the original Valmiki. Okay, this was the arguments presented by Krishna Sharma, but Desi Raju Hanumanta Rao in his Valmiki Ramayana.net plus the many other editions of Valmiki Ramayana, this chapter is included. That is chapter 31, Akampana's report to Rama. So the reason why some scholars did not include the chapter 31's Akampana's report to Ravana, because Ravana's introduction, Valmiki usually introduce a character. The Ravana's introduction came in chapter 32. Chapter 32, when Surpanaka went to Lanka, all the personality, description of Ravana's personality, Ravana's learning, Ravana's, what they call all the details about Ravana was described in chapter 32. And in chapter 33, we learn from Surpanaka what a leader should do, what a king should do. Even Surpanaka advised Ravana about how a king should be, how a king should govern his country. So if you are able to recall in session 13, we learn about Surpanaka's advice to Ravana. So in fact, some of you who wants to go back, you can also look into this chapter, chapter 33, and also chapter 34, especially chapter 33 on the lessons from Surpanaka about what a king should do, what a leader should do. And then in chapter 34, Surpanaka will tempt Ravana, okay, about the beauty of Sita, and will allow Ravana to marry Sita. And Ravana will proceed to Maricha. Ravana will proceed to see Maricha. So Ravana will seek the help from Maricha. And Maricha will advise Ravana, oh Ravana, don't bring destructions to the entire clan of Rakshasa. Okay, so, but the advice of Marisha was not taken by Ravana. Sometimes people give good advice due to our ego, due to our nature. We don't want to listen to those words. But whatever Maricha have advised Ravana, Ravana should have what he call listens to Marisha. But Ravana instead rebuts Maricha. So that are the chapters, 20 chapters that we have looked at in session 13. So in session 14, the chapters that we are going to cover will be chapter 41 up to chapter 60. So in chapter 41, Maricha again tries to dissuade Ravana. Okay, again advice will be given by Maricha to dissuade Ravana. Oh Ravana, please do not bring the destruction to the entire clan of Rakshasas. But yet Ravana did not want to listen, and Maricha was forced to act according to the desire of Ravana. And what happened after that? Maricha will turn into the golden deer, Mayaman, the golden deer. Sita will look at the deer and will request Rama to go and get the deer for him. Although at that time, Lakshmana will advise Rama and also Sita, that is not an ordinary deer. We cannot find any deer like that. It could be a demon. Maricha has the ability to assume any forms he likes. So it could be Maricha. But Rama did not listen. Sita also did not listen. Sita was adamant she wants that deer. So Rama had to chase the deer. And when he knew that it is not an ordinary deer, it was a demon called Maricha, Rama eliminates Maricha. And then at the time, Maricha, when he was hit by the arrow of Rama, he was crying, Ha Sita, Ha Lakshmana. So when Sita heard the voice that resembles like Rama's voice, she thought Rama was in danger. And then she ordered Lakshmana to go immediately to help Rama. But Lakshmana refused. Lakshmana said, oh mothers, No one will be able to defeat Rama. I'm sure it is not the voice of Rama. It must be the voice of Maricha, the demon. But Sita continued to, was very adamant, and then the word that came from her mouth was not good for what you call Lakshmana to hear. And then Lakshmana at that particular moment left Sita to look for Rama. And Ravana took the opportunity at that time to what they call abduct Sita. And then when Sita was abducted by Ravana, Jatayu, who was there, Jatayu woke up and he heard the sound that the cries of Mother Sita. Jatayu fought with Rama. Chapter 51 and 52 will be about the combat, the fight between Jatayu and Ravana. Jatayu, we can learn more about Jatayu later on. I think session 15, Jatayu Moksha will be there. When we go into session 15 will be Jatayu Moksha, and then later we have Sabari Moksha as well. Okay, that part, that session I'm going to go through with you something about Jatayu, selfless service of Jatayu. Okay, and Sita will be carried by Ravana in Pushpaka Vimana. Sita will drop the jewelries to 5 Vanaras whom she saw on top of a mountain, sitting on the top of a mountain. Ravana will try to entice Sita to marry him. Sita will reprimand Ravana. And then it will be back to what they call the forest where Rama will meet Lakshmana. Rama starts to worry about Sita's being left alone by Lakshmana. Rama reprimands Lakshmana, and Rama will continue to lament the separation for Sita, and he will be starting to look for Sita everywhere. So Rama will be crying at that time. You look into a later part of the chapter, if you see Rama acting just like a human being. Although Paramatma himself, Bhagavan himself, okay, he takes the form of a human being and he laments the separations from Sita. So these are what we are going to look into in this session. So before we go into chapter 41, okay, chapter 41 is still Ravana with Maricha. So some of the advice given by Maricha to Ravana that we have looked at in session 13. I just want you to recall. Okay, it says Maricha is telling Ravana, "O king, people who always talk sweetly, but when it comes to bitter truths, that are not so pleasing to their ears, it is hard to find people who would venture to say that one would be willing to listen." And again, very famous word that came from the mouth of Maricha, Rama, Vigravan Dharma. Rama is the embodiment of Dharma. Okay, and Maricha will advise Ravana, hence you should take a firm decision after getting counsel from Vibhishana and other ministers who are Dharmatmas, who will weigh the pros and cons. So this is about decision making. Ravana, please do not make the decision on your own. Consult your minister, consult Vibhishana and other ministers who are Dharmatmas. Vibhishana is a Dharmatma. It is also mentioned by Surpanaka herself. When Surpanaka introduced herself to Ravana, she was telling about Ravana. I am the sister of Ravana, who Ravana was, who Kumbhakarna. And then when she was describing about the brother Vibhishana, I say this is only Dharmatma. She also mentioned Vibhishana as Dharmatma. So here Maricha is telling Ravana, you should take a honest count of your strength and weaknesses and also those of Rama. So this is about SWOT analysis. Sometimes people who are in the field of management, you are familiar. I have gone through with you in the next earlier session. Know your strength, know your weaknesses, know the opportunity that is presented by the environment and also the threat that comes from you. And then you can formulate what you want to do, your strategy. With your strength, with your opportunity presented, what you are going to do. With your strength and the threat that is coming from the environment, what you are going to do. So this is what Maricha will tell Ravana. Okay, that we have looked into. And then if you recall chapter 40, Ravana will tell the advice of Maricha was unpalatable to Ravana. So he said that you should know how to talk to the king. I did not ask for you for counsel. I do not want counsel from you. I want obedience from you to my command. So he told Maricha. So he will describe about the king. Okay, king possesses the fierceness of fire, loftiness of Indra, gentleness of the moon, ruthlessness of Yama, and fluidity of water of Varuna. So this is where we stopped the last session. Okay, session 40 now, chapter 40. Now in chapter 41, okay, in spite of this threat, Maricha fearlessly advised Ravana again. He who gave you this suggestion is a great sinner. It is the minister's duty to give proper advice to the king. Your ministers have failed in this duty and should be executed. See, people always want to please the boss, even though sometimes whatever the boss, the leader wants to do, the manager wants to do, might not be good, might not be ethical, might end up company losing, but yet because they want to please the leader, they will say all the good words to the leaders. Okay, please, that is an excellent advice. Why don't you execute it? Although they know it will end up in a failure. So this is what happened to Ravana. He did not want to give a proper advice to the king, except Vibhishana. Vibhishana was always giving advice to Ravana, even at the time, okay, when he wanted to abduct Sita, and even after Sita had been abducted, Vibhishana failed to make sure that Ravana surrendered to Rama, returned Sita to Rama. Not only Vibhishana, Mandodari also tried many times. Mandodari. Kumbhakarna also tried many times. Not many times. Kumbhakarna, as far as I'm able to recall from Valmiki Ramayana, twice. Okay. So, Maricha will say here that when a king embarks upon evil, his ministers should restrain him. Your ministers have not done this. A minister who does this earns the grace of the Lord through that wealth and happiness. If he does not do this, the king pursues his evil way, everyone, including the minister, will suffer. So ministers who encourage their king to indulge in violence and evils are themselves destroyed along with the king. For what the king does inevitably involves all subjects who will also suffer the consequences. If I do what you say, Rama will surely and swiftly kill me, and soon after he will kill you also. By then I will deem myself blessed. I shall have met my hands at the hands of Rama himself, which is preferable. If you take away Sita to Lanka, rest assured that that is the end of yourself. Neither the demons nor the Lanka will survive. This is what was mentioned by Maricha. So look at the slokas that I have taken here from chapter 41. So this sloka, chapter 41, sloka number 7. Chapter 41, sloka number 10. See, it says here, O Ravana, the best among the victorious, indeed the king is at the root of the righteousness and victory. Therefore, the king should be protected at all stage, every stage. People who walk the righteous dharmic path go down in this world along adharmic, path with the kid and kin due to the mistakes committed by others. That means the king's mistake will also have the impact towards all the people. Okay, under a rude, crooked kings whose senses are not under his control, the demons will surely perish. So all this advice given by Maricha was not heeded by Ravana. So who is this Maricha? If you are able to recall Maricha, you will find in Balakandam and Aranyakandam. In Balakandam, when Rama protected the yagya of Vishwamitra, Maricha and Subahu. Rama killed Subahu, but Maricha was hurled to an ocean. Okay, he was thrown to an ocean because of the astra that was released by Rama. Maricha was running away. So when Maricha was running away, the astra did not kill Maricha. So Maricha is a son of Sunda and Tadaka. You remember Tadaka was killed by Rama in Balakandam, if you are able to recall. Subahu was his younger brother. So Maricha and Subahu, in terms of relationship with Ravana, Maricha is the uncle of Ravana. So Tadaka was the Ravana's grandmother. Grandmother. Kaikeyi's mother. Kaikesi's mother. Kaikesi. Okay. Maricha's son, Kalanemi, was killed by Hanuman. After 2 encounters with Rama that spared his life, Maricha was transformed into a saintly person. He lived a life of an ascetic. He set up ashram, grew matted hair, and wore tree bark. He was living out of fear of Rama. So, in fact, Maricha, remember the famous word that came from Maricha's mouth, everyone can remember, is that Rama Vikravan Dharmaha. It did not come from anybody else but Maricha. That's why we remember Maricha, a famous word. Ramo Vikravan Dharma. Rama is the embodiment of Dharma, which is what was mentioned by Maricha to Ravana. So he employs his strength and valor in service of Dharma at that time. Maricha asked Ravana not to spoil his present state by taking wrong path. It will be destructive, not only to himself, but the whole race of the Asuras. But of course, Ravana was adamant. And what happened after that? We all know the entire Rakshasa clan who followed the path of Adharma was killed during the war. So if you analyze from what Krishna Sharma's commentary, he said that Maricha could have chosen to be killed by Ravana and could thus save Sita from hardship and Ravana, Lanka and Rakshasas from destruction. But he did not do that. Why? The dilemma he faced with in the immediate context was whether to obey the command of his king or killed by him. For him, the answer was clear. He needs to fulfill his obligation to the king. And there is no better honor for a fighter to die in line of a duty. And that is what happened to Maricha. So Ravana was determined, and Maricha knew there was no use arguing with him. Hence, at last minute attempt, Maricha said to Ravana, "What can I do when you are so wicked? I am ready to go to Rama's ashrama. May God help you." Ravana was delighted to hear the words that came from Maricha. He applauded Maricha and said, "That's the spirit, my friend. You are now the same Maricha that I knew. I guess you had been possessed by some evil spirit few minutes ago, on account of which you began to preach a different gospel. Let us swiftly go into this vehicle and proceed to our destination. As soon as you have accomplished the purpose, you are free to go and do what you please." So both of them got into the vehicle and they passed the forests, hills, rivers, cities. Valmiki will be describing all the floras and faunas again, hills, rivers, cities. Okay, if you read that particular chapter, you'll be able to see the descriptions of Valmiki. And then they reach the hermitage of Rama at the time. See, they got down, holding Maricha by hand, and he said to him, "Over there is the hermitage of Rama." Well, okay. Now, get on with the work for which we have come here. Immediately, Maricha transformed himself into an attractive deer. And the deer was unique. It dazzled like a huge gemstone. Each part of the body had different color. The deer, which was Maricha in disguise, roamed about near to the hermitage of Rama. At one time, it came close to Sita, then it ran away. It was very playful, and Sita cast a glance at that unusual deer. As she did so, the deer too, sensing the accomplishment of the mission, came closer to her. Then it ran away, pretending to be afraid. Sita marveled at the appearance of this unusual deer and the like of which she has not seen before, which had the hue of jewels. Now Sita was filled with wonder to see the unusual deer, and she called out to Rama, "Come quick and see, O Lord. Come with your brother. I have never seen such a beautiful deer before. Oh, my Lord." Lakshmana's suspicion arose. "I think it is the same Maricha in disguise. I heard that Maricha could assume any form at his will. Surely this deer is not real. No one has hurt a deer with each of its limbs shining with the color of different germs. That itself should enable us to understand that it is not an animal." Now Sita interrupted Lakshmana's talk and said, "Never mind. One thing is certain. This deer has captivated my mind. It is such a deer. I have not seen such an animal near our hermitage. There are many types of deer which roam about near the hermitage. This is just an extraordinary deer. Its color is lovely. Even its voice sounds delightful. It would be a wonderful feat if it could be caught alive. We could use it as a pet to divert our minds. Later, we could take it to Ayodhya. I'm sure all your brothers and mothers would just adore it. If it is not possible to capture it alive, oh Lord, then it can be killed. I would love to have its skin. I know I'm not behaving myself towards both of you, but I'm helpless. I have lost my heart to that deer. I'm terribly curious." This is what mentioned by Sita. In fact, Rama was curious too. So he took Sita's side and said to Lakshmana, "It is beautiful, Lakshmana. It's unusual. I have never seen a creature like this. So let us try to get the deer or its skin. If, as you say, it is a demon in disguise, then surely it ought to be killed by me, just as Vatapi, who was tormenting and destroying sages, was justly killed by sage Agastya." If you recall the session 12, we learn about Agastya killing Vatapi and also Ilvala, the two demons. Okay, this Maricha too has fooled ascetics so far till coming to me today. The very beauty of his height is his doom. You, Lakshmana, please guard Sita with great vigilance till I kill this deer with just one shot it brings with me. It brings with me. So Rama, actually, there are some versions or commentaries where Rama will be said that Rama will tell Lakshmana, "Oh Lakshmana, Sita have never requested anything from me since I have wedded Sita, or even since she came to the forest with me. This is the first demand, request from Sita to me. Whether it is Maricha, whether it is a deer, it is a deer, it is a deer, it's my duty to go and get what she requested." So that's why Rama told Lakshmana, "Please guard Sita with great vigilance till I kill the deer with just one shot and bring it along with me." So Rama went after the strange deer. As soon as the deer saw him, it started to run away. Now it disappeared. Now it appeared very near. It led Rama far away from his hermitage. And Rama was fatigued and needed rest. As he was standing under a tree, the deer came along with other deer and began to graze not far from him. And when Rama once again went for it, it ran away. And not wishing to go further, no waste more time, Rama took his weapon and fitted the missile of Brahma and fired. It says Brahma missile of Brahma here. Okay, this is what mentioned by Valmiki, and he fired. The missile pierced the illusory deer mask into the heart of the demon Maricha, and Maricha uttered a loud cry, then dropped dead on the ground. As he fell, however, he remembered Ravana's instruction, and assuming the voice of Rama, he cried aloud, "Hey Sita, hey Lakshmana." That was the voice of Maricha. Maricha cried like the voice of Rama. So Rama saw that dreadful body of the demon. He knew what Lakshmana said, and Lakshmana was right. He was even more puzzled in a way which the demon wailed aloud before dying. He was full of apprehension. Now, Rama, in a state of worry, he hastened towards the hermitage, running towards the hermitage. In the hermitage, what was happening is that both Sita and Lakshmana heard the cry. And Sita believed it was Rama's voice. When Maricha cried, "Ha Sita, ha Lakshmana," in a voice of Rama, mimicking the voice of Rama, Sita believed it was Rama's voice. And she was panic-stricken. She started to worry. She was panicked. She said to Lakshmana, "Oh Lakshmana, please go quickly. Your brother is in danger. My breath and my heart are both violently disturbed." Lakshmana remembered Rama's word that he should stay with Sita and not to leave her alone. He said to Sita, "Please be not worried." But Sita grew suspicious and furious. And the word that came from Sita's mouth, Lakshmana was unable to hear the words. Sita said to him, "Ah, I see the plot now. You have a wicked eye on me, and so you have been waiting for this moment to take place. What a terrible enemy of Rama you are, pretending to be his brother." So she will also say, "Okay, you are, okay, on the side of Bharata," and there are more words that Sita will be saying. For those of you who wants to read more, you can read that particular chapter, chapter 45, from the translation of Krishna Sharma in readramayana.org. You can read the words that came out from the mouth of Sita that made Lakshmana to leave immediately, to go and search for Rama. Although Rama requested Lakshmana not to leave Sita. Now, distressed to hear these words, Lakshmana replied, "No one in three worlds can overpower Rama, O blessed lady. It is not his voice at all. These demons in the forest are capable of simulating the voice of anyone. Having killed that demon disguised as a deer, Rama will soon be here. Fear not." These were the assurance that was given by Lakshmana. But again, Sita was adamant, and Lakshmana had no choice at that time, because Sita said she was even willing to give up her life. So Rama had to leave Sita. Okay. Now we come look into some of the notes related to chapter 41. This is very famous. People have come across this Lakshman Rekha, the line drawn by Lakshmana. They say, "Don't cross this line, don't cross the line." Usually the phrase "don't cross the line" comes from here. This is also a very important thing from Ramayana. In Tamil, they say, "Klicha kota tanda de." That means the line that has been drawn, you should not cross. The Lakshman Rekha, the line that has been drawn around Sita's hermitage or Sita's heart is not found in Valmiki Ramayana. You cannot find. You do a search in Valmiki Ramayana, you will not find anywhere. If you read this particular chapter, nowhere Valmiki mentioned Lakshmana will draw a line and will tell Sita not to cross the line. And it is also not found in Sri Ramavataram of Kampramayana. Kampramayana is a Tamil version of Ramayana written in a poetic Tamil by Kambanatalvar, Kamban. Okay, it is also not found in Kambaramayana. And it is also not found in Adhyatma Ramayanam Kilipata by Tanchettu Elutachan. Elutachan, this is in Malayalam. In Kerala, this is a very famous Ramayanam. It is called Adhyatma Ramayanam Kilipata by Tanchettu Elutachan, a great poet of 17th century. Now, Ramcharitmanas by Goswami Tulasidas also does not feature Lakshman Rekha in Aranyakanda. It is not mentioned in Aranyakanda, but in Lankakanda, Mandodari is the wife of Ravana, will rebuke Ravana, and his claim, Ravana will say, no one will be able to defeat me. He will be boasting about his strength, and Mandodari will rebuke Ravana. His claim of strength is shallow, for he could not even cross a small line drawn by Rama's younger brother Lakshmana. Okay, so indirectly in Lankakanda, in Tulsidas it is there, but it is not directly mentioned in Aranyakanda. Now, Lakshman Rekha, where we find Lakshman Rekha? Lakshman Rekha is found in Kritivasha Ramayana. Kritivasha Ramayana is in Bengali. Anyone who speaks Bengali, who studies Bengali, is one of the famous Ramayana in Bengal. Kritivasha Ramayana, 15th century. And it is also found in Ranganada Ramayana, Telugu version of Ramayana, Ranganada Ramayana in Telugu. Okay, it is there in these versions of Ramayana, but it is not in Valmiki Ramayana. But many people know this story when it is a famous story, Lakshman Rekha. But it is just to tell you that in Valmiki Ramayana, this is not mentioned. Okay, the other versions of Ramayana, it is mentioned. Not only in Kritivasha Ramayana, Ranganatha Ramayana, there are also other versions, other regional versions of Ramayana. You have Lakshmana. In the Malay version of Ramayana, and also in Indonesian version of Ramayana, Indonesian version of Ramayana, you have two versions of Ramayana. One of the famous Ramayana, which is very old, which is even older than Kamba Ramayana, that is called Kakawin Ramayana. Kakawin Ramayana is written in the Javanese language. And Malaysian version you have that is called Hikayat Sri Rama. The Hikayat Sri Rama also you have something that is called Garis Lakshmana. Garis here means the line. Garis Lakshmana is which is similar. That is Lakshman Rekha. It is also mentioned in that Ramayana. So other regional Ramayanas you have Lakshman Rekha, but it is not found in Valmiki Ramayana. Okay. So his calmness, Lakshman's calmness, more annoyed Sita, who literally flew into a rage. She said, "Surely you are the worst enemy Rama could have. I know that you have been following us, cleverly pretending to be Rama brother. I know your real motive for doing so, either to get me or you are Bharata's accomplice. Ah, you will not succeed. Presently, I'm going to give up my life, for I cannot live without Rama." Cut too quickly with these terrible words. Lakshmana said, "You are worshipful to me, hence I cannot answer back." So he said, it is not surprising that women should behave in this manner, for they are easily led away from Dharma. They are fickle and sharp-tongued. I cannot endure what you have said. I shall go. The gods are witness to what took place here. May those gods protect you. But I doubt if Rama and I return, we shall see you. Sorry. Okay, bowing to her, Lakshmana left. So in Valmiki Ramayana, what he mentioned, may God witness what took place here. May those gods protect you, and Lakshmana left. without drawing any lines. Okay. Now Ravana was looking for this golden opportunity. So what he did, he disguised himself as an ascetic, as a mendicant, and approached Sita, who was standing outside the cottage, eagerly waiting for Rama's return. In a holy disguise, Ravana stood before Sita, gazing at noble Sita, who had now withdrawn into the cottage, whose eyes were raining with tears. Ravana came near her. Though his heart was filled with lust, he was chanting Vedic hymns. He said to Sita in a soft, tender tone, "O young lady, tell me, are you goddess of fortune or consort of Cupid himself?" Then Ravana described her incomparable beauty. "O charming lady, you have robbed my heart. I have not seen a beautiful lady. Your extraordinary form and your youthfulness and your living in the forest, all these together agitate my mind. It is not right that you should live in this forest. You should stay in palaces. You are living alone in this dreadful forest. You are not afraid, O fair lady. Tell me, why are you living in this forest?" Ravana was in disguise of a Brahmana. Therefore, Sita offered him the worship and hospitality that is due to offer to a Brahmana. Not only to a Brahmana, anybody, any guest comes, the Vedas, Taitiri Upanishads, for example, in Shikshavali, it says, Matro Deva Bhava, Pitro Deva Bhava, Acharya Deva Bhava, and Atiti Deva Bhava. Atiti, one who comes without any date. Atiti Deva Bhava. Every need to be seen as a god. Okay, Sita made him sit down. She gave him water to wash his feet and his hands. Then she placed food in front of him. Whatever she did only aggravated his lust and desire to abduct her and take her to Lanka. So, seeing this one, this is some description in chapter 46, verse 6 and verse 7 about Ravana. So, the personality of Ravana was described by Valmiki in the earlier chapter, chapter 32 of Aranyakandam. So seeing the ferocious Ravana, it was said in chapters 46 verse 6, it was said that the huge trees of Janastana did not wave, even the wind ceased to blow. And seeing Ravana with his blood-red eyes, the swift following river Godavari also slowed down out of fear. This is what was described in sloka number 6 and sloka number 7 of chapter 46. Now, Sita then proceeded to answer his inquiry of Ravana, who appeared in form of a Brahmana. Okay. Now, Sita said, "I am the daughter of noble King Janaka. Sita is my name. I am the beloved consort of Sri Rama. After our marriage, Rama and I lived in Ayodhya for 12 years." She then truthfully narrated all that took place prior to Rama's exile to the forest. So Sita is mentioning this to Ravana that Rama and Sita lived in Ayodhya for 12 years after marriage. If you are able to recall, Rama married, married Sita at the age of 12. At the time, Rama's age was 12 plus and Sita was 6 plus. So 12 years after the marriage, Rama and Sita spent time in Ayodhya. Now she continued. When Rama was 25, I was 19. That means after 12 years, it was mentioned, I reread the particular sloka and chapter and looked into other versions. It's not 18, Sita was 19, because Sita mentioned after when the 13th, at the 13th year, after 12 years, on the 13th year, 13th year means 13 plus 12 means Rama will be 25. For Sita, 13 plus 6 will be Valmiki. So Sita here is describing when Rama was 25, I was 19, we left the palace and sought forest life. So here again, we find the age of Rama and Sita, which also corresponds with the earlier book Balakandam, Ayutthaya Kandam, and also we will also find in Sundarakandam also when Sita will be narrating to Hanuman. Okay, so my husband Rama, okay, will soon return to this hermitage, gathering various animals and also wild fruits. Please tell me who you are, O Brahmana. What are you doing in this forest, roaming all alone? Now, Ravana revealed his true identity. Actually, this chapter is a very long chapter. I'm summarizing it in this 3 paragraph. Okay, Ravana revealed his true identity. He said, I'm not a Brahmana, O Sita. I am the Lord of the demons, Ravana. My very name strikes terror in the heart of gods and men. The moment I saw you, I lost my heart to you, and I derive no pleasure from the company of my wives. Come with me and be my queen, O Sita. You will love Lanka. This was what was mentioned by Ravana to Sita. So he will tell us, okay, Sita, Lanka is my capital. It is surrounded by ocean and situated on top of a hill. Okay, there we shall live together. You will enjoy your life and never even once think of this wretched forest life. Now, Sita was furious to hear this. She said to Ravana, O demon king, I have firmly resolved to follow Rama, who is equal to the God of gods, who is mighty and charming, and who is devoted to Dharma, righteousness. If you entertain a desire for me, his wife, it is like tying yourself with a big stone and trying to cross the ocean. You are doomed. Where are you and where is he? There is no comparison. Sita will say, you are like a jackal, he is a lion. You are like a base metal, he is gold. Okay, these are all the words that will come from Sita. Okay, the Sita, if you look into the conversations between Sita and Ravana, Sita will be warning Ravana, you are a jackal, he is a lion. Okay, you are a jackal and you want a lioness like me who is difficult to win. I am the sun's radiance whom you cannot even touch. You are seeking to pull the teeth of from the mouth of a hungry and powerful lion who is considered to be the enemy of the deer, and you intend to pull the fang of a poisonous snake. So all this, Sita will be giving a comparison between Ravana and also Rama. She will say that the difference between you and Rama is that the difference between a jackal and a lion in the forest. All these will be warned by Sita to Ravana, but of course, we know that Ravana will never listen to advice. Many advice earlier, he never listened. Marika advised him, but he did not listen. But Ravana would not give up his desire. He repeated, even gods do not dare but before me, O Sita. For fear of me, even Kubera, the god of wealth, abandoned his space vehicle, that is Pushpaka Vimana, and ran away to Kailasha. Actually, Ravana got Lanka. Lanka previously was ruled by Kubera. And Pushpaka Vimana belonged to Kubera. So Ravana, after his tapasya, he won almost invisibility from anyone except humans. Also Vanaras, humans, with all the devas, even the Trimurti cannot defeat him because of the boon that he obtained from Brahma. He went around challenging everyone. He won against all the devas. Of course, we know in Uttarakanda of Ramayana, he will lose to Vali. He will lose to Kartavirya Arjuna. Two of them who defeated Ravana. Vali was stronger than Ravana. Kartavirya Arjuna easily defeated Ravana. So when he went to Kubera, to Lanka, he chased Kubera out of Lanka and he got the what he called this space vehicle, that is Pushpaka Vimana from Kubera. So Kubera had to run away to Kailasha. If the gods headed by Indra even since I'm angry, they will flee. This is what mentioned by Ravana. Okay, even the forces of nature obey me. Lanka is enclosed by a strong wall. The houses are built of gold with gates of precious stones. Forget this Rama who lives like an ascetic. Come with me. He's not as strong as my little finger. You remember when Ravana was trying to lift Kailasha, Lord Shiva pressed the mountain and Ravana was crying because of his hand. He was not able to lift the mountain. You to the Shiva pressing Mount Kailasha with his toe. He was crying. That's why he got the name Ravana. His original name, Dashanan, also known as Dashamukha, Dashagriva. So Sita was terribly angered. Surely you seek the destruction of all the demons by behaving like this, O Ravana. It cannot be otherwise, since you have such an unworthy king with no self-control. You may leave after abducting Indra's wife, Sachi, but not after abducting me, Rama's wife. Again, won by Sita. Ravana now made his body enormously big and said to Sita, you do not realize what a mighty person I am. I can kill that itself. So of course, Yama could have defeated Ravana. If you read Uttarakanda of Ramayana, when Ravana went to fight with Yama Raja himself, Yama would have defeated Ravana. But because of the boon that was given by Brahma, Brahma came and informed Yamadeva, Yamaraja, that I have already given a boon of invisibility against any devas to Ravana. So what happened? Yamaraja withdrew himself from the battle. So Ravana claimed victory over Yama. So he used to say in Tamil, there is this verse that's called Yamanukku Yaman. He's a death to death itself. This is what claimed by Ravana. Okay, look at the size of my body. As he exposed his form, Sita turned her face away from him. He resumed his original form and spoke to Sita. Why you would not be renowned in the three worlds and marry me? Give up all thoughts of that mortal Rama. Ravana did not wait for an answer. Seizing Sita by her hair and lifting her up with his arm, he left the hermitage. Instantly, the golden vehicle, Pushpaka Vimana, appeared in front of him. He ascended it along with Sita. Sita cried aloud, "O Rama!" As she was being carried away, she wailed aloud, "O Lakshmana, who is ever devoted to his elder brother, do you not know that I am being carried away by Ravana?" To Ravana, she said, "O demon, surely you will reap the fruits of your evil action, but they do not manifest immediately." She said, as if to herself, "Surely Kaikeyi would be happy today." Later we will look into some comments. Now, why sometimes people, when they are in distress, sometimes a word that will come from their mouths. Even Rama also, when Virada, demon Virada took Sita, also said similar, same thing. He said to the trees, to river Godavari, to the deities dwelling in the forest, to the animals, to the bird, "Please tell Rama that I have been carried away by wicked Ravana." He saw Jatayu, cried aloud, "Oh Jatayu, see, Ravana is carrying me away." Now, look at commentaries. One of the comment note from Krishna Sharma on chapter 49. This particular verse from Sita. Sita said, "Perhaps Kaikeyi and a kindred would have their wish fulfilled with me, who is wedded in Dharma, to that renowned one who always wishes for Dharma, abducted." Now, comment from Krishna Sharma, he said that at a moment of hardship, it is but natural to think of people who would sympathize with the hardship and people who would celebrate it. Rama also expressed same feelings when he spent the first night outside palace along with Sita and Lakshmana. If you are able to recall, this sloka is in Ayutthaya Kanda, chapter 56, verse 6. Some similar, like what was said by Rama. Now, Ravana is taking away Sita. Now, the question, the controversial questions that many people will ask: did Ravana touch Sita? Was the Sita that was carried by the Ravana real Sita? Now, let us look at various Ramayanas. Of course, everyone knows original Valmiki, and you have many other regional Ramayanas. As per Valmiki Ramayana, yes, Rama touched Sita while kidnapping her from Lanka. Ravana carried Sita. We learned the previous chapter. Ravana carried Sita. As per Kamba Ramayana, Kambanatal war, in Sri Rama Avataram of Kamban, Kamban says that no, Ravana did not touch Sita. According to Kamba Ramayana, what Ravana did was, Ravana carried the entire ashram. He carried the entire ashram, just like how Hanuman lifted the entire mountain. Ravana carried the entire ashram, took Sita with the ashram and placed it at Ashokavana in Lanka. Okay? And if you are going to look from Goswami Tulasidas in Ramcharitmanas, no, Ravana did not kidnap real Sita, only Maya Sita. And this is also same as in Adhyatma Ramayana, which is part of Brahmanda Purana. In Brahmanda Purana is attributed to Vyasa. In Adhyatma Ramayana, what you will find is that Rama knows that he will kill Ravana. Sita knows that she will be kidnapped by Ravana. Ravana also will know that he will be killed by Rama. So in Aranyakanda, what will happen is that Rama will tell, when Lakshmana was away at that time, Rama will tell Sita to go inside the fire. So Sita will go inside the fire. So from the fire, Maya Sita will come. Maya Sita will come from the fire. And the Sita that will be taken by Ravana was not the real Sita, but Maya Sita. That Maya Sita, in other versions, they say it is a Vedavati. Vedavati who cursed Ravana, which you will find in Uttarakanda of Ravana, Uttarakanda of Ramayana. Vedavati, Ramayana. If you find in Ramayana, Ravana have been cursed by many people. Not only by Vedavati. So all these curse, but he had accumulated tapasya, the punya from tapasya, which prevented that particular sin of him to be punished immediately. That was why it took a bit longer time. And all his punyas, all his tapasyas was exhausted. He was killed. So Maya Sita. So Valmiki's version is the original, as he writes in the epics, as what was actually happened, as he was blessed by Brahma. If you look at Balakandam, chapter 2, Brahma will bless Valmiki to write as what happened. You will be able, oh Valmiki, you will be able to see whatever that has happened. Now, why the changes in Kamban and Tulasidas? Okay, possible reason is that both Kamban and Goswami Tulasidas are great bhaktas of Rama. They cannot stand the fact that Ravana touched Jagannatha Sita. So in most of the regional versions, there are adaptations being made. One more thing is that if you are looking into in Kampa Ramayana, the Ahalya episode in Balakanda. So in Valmiki Ramayana, when Indra came as Gautama Muni, Ahalya knew it was Indra, but yet she wanted to satisfy Indra. But in Kambaramayanam, Ahalya did not know that it was Gautama. She thought it's a Ahalya did not know that it was Indra who came in form of Gautama. So variation has been made in some of the regional versions of Ramayana. But of course, here, if you want to know more about Ravana here, Ravana was cursed by Nalla Kuvera, that the head of Ravana will burst into 100 pieces if he touch a woman without a consent. Because Ramba complained to Nalla Kuvera that Ravana violated her. Ramba, the Ramba complained to Nalla Kuvera, and Nalla Kuvera cursed Ravana. And Ravana also has a similar curse from Brahma. See, one side earlier, Brahma gave a bone, and Brahma also has given a curse. Brahma's curse is due to complaint made by another Apsara called Punjikastala. So you remember, Punjikastala is the one, when she came to the earth, she became Anjana Devi. Anjana Devi is the mother of Hanuman. Now, based on Valmiki, why Ravana's head did not burst when he touched Sita? Anybody knows the answer? You have to look into various commentaries. Why the head of Ravana did not burst? Because Ravana carried Sita. Now, if you look into that particular sloka where Ravana carried Sita, Valmiki mentioned how Ravana carried Sita. It is mentioned that he carried Sita just like Buddha carried. Buddha is a son of Chandra. Buddha carried Rohini. Rohini is a favorite wife of Chandra, Soma. So it is just like how he will carry a mother. So this is what is mentioned. But there are commentators of Ramayana who mentioned the reason was that Ravana had accumulated many punyas through his tapasya, which has not found time to exhaust. That has yet to be exhausted. because of his tapasya, because of the various protection, that curse did not have immediate effect towards him, would not have any effect towards him. This is some commentaries. I'm quoting from some of the commentaries of on this particular question on why Ravana's head did not curse when he touched Sita. Another commentator mentions that Ravana did not violate Sita. He just carried Sita. But in the other cases where, in the case of Ramba, he violated her. He raped her. So that when Nalakuvera pronounced the curse to Ravana. So even in Yuddhakanda, there will be a scenario where Ravana will be, one of the minister will tell Ravana, why don't you marry her by force? Ravana will tell that particular curse. That will come in Yuddhakanda of Valmiki Ramayana. Okay? So you can read some other commentaries. If I find many other commentaries, I will be able to share with you too on this particular. Because when we see Ramayana, sometimes we need to read and reread, and also some commentary in order to understand certain incidents, why it happened in this way, why not in that way, why a certain curse did not take place. We should be able to learn from that various commentaries made by Acharyas of Ramayana. Now, here in chapter 50, hearing the cry, Jatayu, Jatayu. Who is Jatayu? Jatayu is son of Aruna. Son of Aruna. Aruna is the character of the sun god. Aruna is the brother of Garuda. So Garuda is the uncle of Jatayu. Aruna had two sons, Jatayu and Sampati. Sampati we will come later. In Kishkinda Kanda, we will learn about Sampati. Jatayu woke up, and Jatayu introduced himself to Ravana. Oh Ravana, I am the king of vultures, Jatayu. Please, desist me, desist from this action, unworthy of a king. Rama too is a king. His consort is worthy of our protection. Wise man should not indulge in such action that would disgrace him in the eyes of others. And another wife is worthy of protection as one's own. The cultures and common people often copy the behavior of the king. If the king is guilty of unworthy behavior, what becomes of the people? Remember the Bhagavad Gita. Whatever the great man, the leader does, the people will follow. The Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 21. Yad yad acharati shrestha tat heve taro janaha. Sa yad pramanam gurute lokas tat anuvartate. Whatever the great people, great man does, the people will follow. Okay, people will often copy the behavior of the king. Kautilya also says, Yata Raja Tata Praja. How the king is, the people will also be like the king. How the leader is, people will also follow the leader. So if you persist in your wickedness, even the prosperity that you enjoy will leave soon. Therefore, let Sita go. One should not get hold a greater load than one can carry. One should not eat what one cannot digest. Who will indulge in an action that is painful, which does not promote dharma, fame, or permanent glory? So Jatayu here introduced himself. He said, I am 60,000 years old and you are very young. Okay. In Ayutthaya it was mentioned that Dasarara ruled for 60,000 years. In Trita Yuga, I mentioned previous sessions as well, it was said that people used to live longer life. And Trita Yuga is 3 times the age of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga total duration is 4,322,000 years. That is according to some commentators. Of course, some people accept as it is, some people do not accept it. They say this is an imagination, this is a exaggeration by the poet. It is up to each individual whether you want to take it as it is. So he says, I'm 60,000 years old and you are young. I warn you, if you do not give up Sita, you will not be able to carry her away while I'm alive and able to restrain you. I shall dash you down along with the space vehicle. This is what Jatayu said. Jatayu, very powerful, but he's still not a match to Ravana. But Jatayu, although he knew that he will not be able to match Ravana, yet he wanted to fight with Ravana. He couldn't bear to see adharma taking place. So the verses from Jatayu, see what Jatayu said. Verse 7, verse 8, verse 10, verse 11, verse 17, and verse 18 of chapter 50 of Aranyakanda. So the word he says here, okay, oh son of Paulashtya, he comes from the lineage of Paulashtya. Okay, Ravana is from the lineage of Paulashtya. Learned man determine the part of Dharma, Artha, and Kama, following king's conduct, even if they do not declare in Shastras. Okay, and he says, indeed, it is not possible to erase nature of anyone, whatever it will be. Prosperity does not rest long in the house of evil-minded. Okay. So again, Jatayu advice. Many advice Ravana have heard. Many advice. Earlier we learned advice given by Maricha, by Sita. Okay, here Jatayu. Later on you will see many more advice given. Vibhishana, Malyavan, Mandodari, even Kumbhakarna. Still he will never listen because of the nature. Okay, remember Ravana was born to be killed by Rama because Ravana is previously he was a gatekeeper in Vaikuntha. Ravana and Kumbhakarna, Jaya and Vijaya, the two gatekeepers of Vaikuntha being cursed by four Kumaras. Earlier they came as Hiranyakasipu, Hiranyaksa, and then even after in Dwapara Yuga they will come as Sisubala and Dantavakra. Both will be killed by Krishna. Okay. Now, Ravana could not bear this insult. He turns towards Jatayu in great anger. Jatayu hit his spacecraft and Ravana hit Jatayu back. This aerial combat between Ravana and Jatayu looks like a collision of two mountains endowed with wings. Ravana used all his missiles. The powerful eagle shrugs them off. Jatayu inflicted wounds of Ravana himself, and in great anger, Jatayu grabbed Ravana's weapon, broke it with his claws. Ravana took more formidable weapon, which literally sent showers of missile. Against these, Jatayu used his wings as effective shield. Pouncing upon this weapon too, Jatayu destroyed with his claws. Jatayu tore open Ravana's armor. With his powerful beak, Jatayu broke the neck of Ravana's pilot. With his spacecraft rendered temporarily useless, Ravana jumped out of it, still holding Sita with his powerful arm. Ravana was still above ground. Jatayu again challenged him. Oh, wicked one, even now you are unable to turn away from evil. Surely you have resolved to bring about the destruction of entire race of Rakshasas. Unknowingly, you are swallowing poisons which will certainly kill you and your relation. Rama and Lakshmana will not tolerate this sinful act of yours, and you cannot stand before them on battlefield. You are behaving like a thief, not like a hero. Jatayu swooped on Ravana and violently tore his body. Then they ensured hand-to-hand fights between the two. Ravana hit Jatayu with his fist, but Jatayu tore Ravana's arm away. However, new one sprang instantly. Jatayu tore Ravana's arm one by one, but new one sprang instantly. Ravana had 20 arms. Ravana hit Jatayu and kicked him. After some time, Ravana drew his sword and cut off the wings of Jatayu. Chandrahamsa was the name of the sword of Ravana that he used to cut off the wings of Jatayu. And Chandrahamsa was a sword given to Ravana by Lord Shiva himself. When the wings were thus cut, Jatayu fell, died. Looking at the fallen Jatayu, Sita ran towards him with great anguish, as she would to the sight of a fallen relation. In inconsolable grief, Sita began to wail aloud. As Sita was thus wailing near the body of Jatayu, Ravana came towards her. Looking at him with utter contempt, Sita said, I see dreadful omens, O Ravana. Nimitta Shastra again. Based on Nimitta Shastra, she says that, O Ravana, dreams as also the sight and the cries of birds and beasts are clear indication of the shape of things to come. But you do not notice them. Alas, there is Jatayu, my father-in-law's friend, who is dying on my account. O Rama, O Lakshmana, save me, protect me. And once again, Ravana grabbed her and got into the spacecraft. The creator, Brahma, the gods, the celestials, who witnessed this, exclaimed, Bravo, our purpose is surely accomplished. Even the sages of Dandaka forest inwardly felt happy at the thought. Now you might be wondering, why are they feeling happy when Ravana grabbed Sita and taking Sita away? They are the one who made plans for all this. And when Ravana took Sita away, they feel glad, they feel happy that the end of Ravana is coming near. So they all say, now that Sita had been touched by this wicked demon, the end of Ravana and all the demons is near. As she was carried away by Ravana, Sita was wailing aloud, O Rama, O Lakshmana. Sita was utterly miserable and was full of sorrow and anguish. The spacecraft flew through the sky very fast. And again, Valmiki will be giving description of whatever that was seen below. Okay, on the earth below, three shook as it was to reassure Sita, do not be afraid. People said to one another, surely Dharma has come to an end as Ravana is carrying Sita. So these are words from Sita to Ravana. If you look into sloka number 2, he says that people certainly get an inkling of an onset of good or evils from sound of birds. Sound of bird means sakuna sastra. And then changes in their own body, changes in the natural nature, nimitta shastra. So he says that changes in the body such as twitching of eyes said to portend onset of good or evil. A twitch in the right eye is considered good omen for men, and twitch in the left eye is considered to be a bad omen for men, and vice versa for women. So in Kishkinda Kanda, we will also learn that when Rama and Sugriva enters into a MOU, memorandum of understanding, they will leave a fire to witness. At that particular period of time, the left eye of Sita will drop. That is a good sign for a woman. That means something good is going to happen. At the same time, the left eye of Vali and the left eye of Ravana will also drop. So that is a bad sign for a man when the left side, that left part of the body drops based on the Nimitta Shastra. So Ravana, if you look at Ravana, how to self-inflict failure and damages. One should never follow Ravana. Although Ravana is a knowledgeable person, he knows the Vedas. He administered Lanka very well. He was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. He managed to satisfy Lord Shiva with Samagana when he was trying to carry the Mount Kailash. Lord Shiva, when he told, press the mountain, he was in pain. He started singing Samagana. Samagana means praise of Lord Shiva. Very knowledgeable person. In some version of Ramayana, this is not found in Valmiki Ramayana. It was said that when Ravana was killed, he was still holding on his life. It was said that Rama requested Lakshmana to go and learn from Ravana the art of administration. Just like Krishna would tell Yudhishthira to go to Bhishma to learn about art of administration, art of governance from Bhishma, Rama will tell Lakshmana to go to Ravana himself. Ravana, at that time, Ravana was hit by the arrow of Rama. And he was about to die, about to leave his breath. So Rama will request Lakshmana to learn art of administration from Ravana. It's not in Valmiki Ramayana. This is not in Valmiki Ramayana. You don't find in Valmiki Ramayana, but there are versions of Ramayana, you find that was mentioning. But what happened to Ravana? Why he had to, you see, things that are happening to us is not by somebody else. We are the one who inflict to our own self. Whatever misery that we experience is not inflicted by other people. It is inflicted by we ourselves. Partially. Okay? If I'm saying that we ourselves means from our own past actions. In Ravana's case, he ignored all the advices. He transgressed the norms of Dharma. He was doing things against the Shastras, although he knows the Shastra. Just like Duryodhana also knew the Shastra, but he said to Krishna, I know what Dharma, but I'm unable to follow the path of Dharma. I know what is a Dharma, but I'm inclined to follow the path of a Dharma. Ravana was overpowered by his ego, endowed by power, resource, and skills. He said he always boasts that nobody is equal to him. Because of the boon that was granted by Brahma, he had no sense of control, driven by desire. At the end, what happened? He ended up as a failure, lost the entire Lanka, entire clan of Rakshasas. So you find Sita again will rebuke Ravana. You ought to feel ashamed of yourself, O Ravana. You are stealing me away. You have not won me in a duel, which is considered to be a heroic. For a long, long time to come, people will recount your unworthy, unrighteous act, and it will be remembered by people. You are taking me and flying at such speed, hence no one can do anything to stop you. If only you have a courage to stop few moments, you will find yourself dead. My Lord Rama and brother Lakshmana will not spare you. Leave me alone, O demon. But you are not in a mood to listen what is good for your own welfare. Even as one has reached that law loves only harmful objects. Rama will soon find out where I am, and you will be transported to the world of that. You will be transported to the Yamaloka. And the spacecraft was flying over the hills. At that time, Sita saw 5 strong Vanaras seated and watching the craft with curiosity. Quickly, Sita took off all her jewels and bundled them and threw the bundle to the Vanaras in the hope that they will give him a clue to her whereabouts to Rama. Ravana did not notice this but flew on. So Sita already given through her jewels to the Vanaras. And that Vanaras will later show to Rama. When Rama and Sugriva will have a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. So Ravana entered Lanka with Sita. Ravana placed Sita, entrusting her care to the chief female attendants. Okay, he said to them, take great care of Sita. Let no male approach her without my permission. Take care of Sita. Have whatever she wants. And Ravana was returning to his own apartment, still considering what more should be done to ensure fulfillment of his ambition. He then sent 8 of most ferocious demons and instructed them, proceed at once to Janasthana. It was ruled by my brother Khara, but it was devastated by Rama. I'm filled with rage to think that a mere human being could thus kill Tara, Bhushana, Drusara, and all their forces. Never mind, I shall put an end to Rama soon. Keep an eye on him. Keep me informed of his movement. You will be free. You are free to bring the destruction of Rama. And the demons laugh immediately. Actually, he is following the advice given by Surpanaka. You must put the spies. This was an advice, one of the advice given by Surpanaka to Ravana. And Ravana returned to where Sita was, compelled to inspect his apartments. The palace stood on a pillars of ivory, gold, crystal, silver, all studded with diamonds. Lanka was very rich. It was mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana. The floor, the walls, the stairways, everything was made of golds and diamonds. Then again he said to Sita, here at this place, there are over 1,000 demons ever ready to do my biddings. Your service and entire Lanka I place at your feet. My life I offer you. You are to me more valuable than my life. You have under my command even many good women whom I have married. Be my wife. Lanka is surrounded by ocean. 800 miles from all sides. See, in Kishkinda, the distance will be mentioned 100 yojanas. So here it is mentioned about 100 yojanas. 100 yojanas, 1 yojanas is equivalent to 8 miles, so 800 miles. When we come to Kishkinda, maybe I'm going to go through with you the distance, Lanka, and what is the distance that Hanuman flew, and also various other commentaries about the distance. Current distance where current Lanka is, and the Lanka during Ramayana might be different. Okay, that will come into that part at the stage. Ravana will say, forget the weakling Rama. Do not worry about scriptural definition of what is Dharma. We shall also get married in accordance to demonical wedding procedure. See, wedding in Shastra, there are various types of weddings. Maybe in one session, maybe I will tell you there are many types. Okay, this is one of the Asuric wedding that she is actually recommending to Sita here. Youth is fleeting. Let us get married and soon enjoy life. This is what Ravana is telling Sita. Now, Sita will place a blade of grass. So in Valmiki Ramayana, it is said, whenever Ravana comes, she will talk to the blade of grass like she will think that the grass is Ravana. She will not face Ravana directly and talk to Ravana. So placing a blade of grass between Ravana and herself, Sita said, oh demon, Rama is my lord. The only one I adore. He and his brother Lakshmana will surely put an end to your life. If they had seen you lay your hands on me, they would have killed you on the spot, even as they laid Kara to eternal rest. It may be that you cannot be killed by demons or gods, but you cannot escape being killed by the hands of Rama and Lakshmana. Ravana, you are doomed beyond doubt. You have already lost your life, your good fortune, your very soul, your senses. Oh, you do not perceive this. Death is knocking at your door. Oh, Ravana, oh sinner, you cannot under any circumstances lay your hands on me. You may bind this body or you may destroy it. After all, it is insentient matter. Remember, if you read Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, the body is temporary, Atma is eternal. Okay, right? I do not consider it worth preserving, even life worth living, not in order to live a life which will earn disrepute to me. And Ravana resorted to threat. He said, I give you 12 months in which make up your mind and accept me. If not, my cooks will cut you for breakfast. He turned to the female attendants and ordered them, take this Sita to Ashoka Grove, Ashokavana. Ashoka means sad. Ashoka means no sadness. Okay, Ashokavana. Keep her there. Use every method to make her yield to my desire. Guard her vigilantly. Take her and break her will as you would tame a wild elephant. The demoness took Sita to Ashokavana, over which they themselves wanted and guarded day and night. Sita did not find any peace of mind there. Stricken with fear and grief, she constantly thought of Rama and Lakshmana. Now, next part, it is not given in a translation of Krishna Sharma. Okay, because some version of Ramayana will not have this, but Desi Raja Hanumantarao in their translation included this, and you will also find in other Valmiki Ramayana's translation, which is this part. So in chapter 56, where Desi Raja Hanumantarao version of Valmiki Ramayana it is translated, it is said these things happen at that particular time. It is said at the same time, Brahma spoke to Indra, the king of the Devas. Brahma told Indra, "Oh Indra, Sita is in Ashokavana. Pinning for her husband, she might kill herself. Hence, go to reassure her. Give her the celestial food to sustain herself till Rama arrives in Lanka." Indra thereupon appeared before Sita. In order to assure her of his identity, he showed that his feet did not touch the ground and his eyes did not blink. He gave her celestial food, payasa, celestial payasa. Eat this, you will never feel hungry or thirst or fatigue will overpower you. While Indra was thus talking to Sita, goddess of sleep, Nidra Devi, overpowered the demoness. So Sita took the food given by Indra that enabled her to sustain her life throughout our stay in Lanka. This is from Valmiki Ramayana, translated by Desi Raja Hanumantarao. But it is not found in the translation in readramayana.org by Krishna Sharma. But in some version of Ramayana, what was mentioned itself is that Sita took the food that came from the house of Vibhishana. That was mentioned in some version, but it is not in Valmiki Ramayana. Valmiki Ramayana, only this is mentioned about the food that Sita took. Okay, Sita, the other versions would have said that house of Vibhishana, Vibhishana's house, from there, Sita was supplied with sattvic food brought by Trijata. Trijata was one of the Rakshasi who gathered and who was very favorable, who always consoled Sita. Okay, we will see about Trijata later in the Sundarakandam. Now, back to Rama and Lakshmana. Maricha had been slain. Rama was puzzled by the way in which Maricha died, crying, "Oh Sita, oh Lakshmana." Rama sensed a vicious plot, quickly ran towards the hermitage. At that time, Rama saw the Nimitta Shastra was not favorable, evil omens. This aggravated his anxiety. He thought if Lakshmana heard this voice, he might rush to my aid, leaving Sita alone. The demon surely would harm Sita, and this might as well be a plot to achieve that purpose. As he was thus brooding and proceeding towards his hermitage, he saw Lakshmana coming towards him. That made Rama further distressed. The distressed Rama might distress Lakshmana. The sorrowing Rama saw sorrowful Lakshmana. Rama caught hold of Lakshmana and asked him in an urgent tone, "Oh Lakshmana, why have you left Sita alone and come? My mind is full of anxiety and terrible apprehension. When I see these evil omens around us, I feel something terrible has happened to Sita. Surely Sita has been stolen, killed, or abducted." Rama was in negative self-talk at that particular time. Lakshmana's silence, grief-stricken countenance added fuel to the fire of anxiety in Rama's heart. He asked again, "Is it all well with Sita? Where is Sita? The life of my life. What happened to her? As Kaikeyi's desire has been fulfilled today." You see, again, when people are in distress, Okay, certain words that will come, they will just come out from their mouth, like what Rama. Again, this is second or third time came from the mouth of Rama, came from from what they call Sita. Lakshmana, it came Rama at that time, said to Lakshmana, please do not say anything negative about Kaikeyi. But again, now it came out from the mouth of Rama, as reported by Valmiki. If I am deprived of Sita, I shall surely die. If when I entered my hermitage, I do not find Sita alive, how shall I live? Tell me, Lakshmana, speak. Surely when that demon Marisha cried, oh Lakshmana, in my voice, you were afraid that something had happened to me. Surely Sita also heard that cry. In that state of terrible mental agony, send you to me. It's painful that Sita have been left alone. The demons who are waiting for this opportunity to hit back have been given that opportunity. The demons were so distressed of my killing of demon Kara. I'm sure that they have done some great harm to Sita. What can I do now? How can I face this terrible calamity? Still, Lakshmana could not utter a word concerning what had happened. Both of them arrived near the hermitage. Everything they saw reminded them of Sita. On the way to the hermitage, with full of anxiety, Rama said to Lakshmana, Lakshmana, you should not have come away like this, leaving Sita alone in the hermitage. I had entrusted her in your care. When Rama said this again and again, Lakshmana replied, I have not come to you leaving Sita alone, just because I heard demon Maricha cry. O Lakshmana, O Sita, in your voice. I did so upon being literally driven away by Sita to do so. When she heard the cry, she immediately felt distress and asked me to go for your help. I tried to calm her, saying it is not Rama's voice. It's unthinkable that Rama, who is capable of protecting even the gods, would utter the words, save me. She, however, misunderstood my attitude. She said something very harsh, something very strange, something which I hate even to repeat. She said, either you are an agent of Barada or you have unworthy intention towards me. Therefore, you are happy that Rama is in distress and do not rush for his help. It is only then I have to leave. In the last chapter in this session, Rama was unimpressed. He said to Lakshmana, swayed by an angry woman's words, you fail to carry out my words. I am not highly pleased with what you have done, O Lakshmana. Rama rushed to the hermitage, but could find no trace of Sita in it. Confused and distressed beyond measure, Rama said to himself, where is Sita? She could have been eaten by demons or taken away by someone, or she's hidden somewhere, or she has gone to the forest. Not finding her, he began to behave as he was mad. See, these are happening to Rama. Rama acting like a human being, was grieving for Sita, was crying for Sita, was mad because Sita's not found. Just like anyone, when we are not able to find, unable to restrain himself, he asked the trees, birds, animals of the forest, where is my beloved Sita? Surely you know where my Sita is. Surely you have the message from her. Won't you tell me? Won't you assuage the pain in my heart? Does Rama wail? He thought he saw Sita at a distance. Going up to her, he said, my beloved, do not run away. Why are you hiding behind those trees? Will you not speak to me? Rama was thinking that Sita is playing hide and seek with him. He then said to himself, surely it was not Sita. Ah, she has been eaten by demons. Did I leave her alone in the hermitage only to be eaten by the demons? Thus lamenting, Rama roamed a while and ran a while in the forest. It is actually session 14 is not a good ending with Rama left, was separated from Sita. But of course, as we go on, chapter session 15, session 15, the next session we are going to end Aranyakanda. When Jatayu will inform Rama that Sita was taken by Ravana, Rama will go search towards southern direction, meet Kabanda, and then you have, of course, next session we will have Jatayu Moksha, and we will also have Sabari Moksha. In between we have Kabanda, will get back his own form. Kabanda, demon Kabanda. Kabanda will also give a good advice to Rama how to find Sita, how to form strategic alliance with Sugriva.